Well, good morning, my fellow adventurers. Welcome back to day 2 here at Germantown Metro Park. We're in the process of doing a conditioning shakedown trip for our 46 Clowns trip coming up later next month. Beautiful morning. Slept really good. I fell asleep about 10:30. Didn't wake up till about 7. So really awesome. It's about 8.5, 9 hours sleep, and rested well for the most part. Did get woke up last night. The moon come up directly right over here and was shining straight into my hammock, so that kind of woke me up initially because it's basically a full moon. It's like a sliver away. I think it'll be a full moon not tonight but tomorrow night. So yeah, it was pretty bright, and it actually tracked across the sky over here, and for the most part was shining into the hammock. Initially it did wake me up because I thought it was bright enough. I thought it was a flashlight, but once I realized what it was, I dozed back off. One thing too I did notice, about 12:30 I was laying there asleep, and I'd say a skunk or something came through the area. I mean, it was a skunk for sure, but it came through, and that woke me up because it was pretty pungent because it was pretty close. It had to have been, because it was pretty nasty for about a half an hour. Then that faded away too, and other than that, I slept good. That was about the only two things that woke me up. Yeah, I think it did try to rain a little bit. I did hear a couple of drops on the tent about 4 o'clock. But other than that, yeah, great night. Rested really well. Feel really rejuvenated today. Ready to rock out the miles and go hit this trail. Ready to go get some water. Really low on fluids. I've got about 3.5 ounces I'm going to drink this morning, plus my oatmeal. And then we'll get on trail. It shouldn't take me long to pack up. I mean, you know, when you don't bring much, it don't take long to pack up. So we'll get on trail here in a few minutes, and we'll see what the day holds for us. And we'll get over to the Oak Ridge campground and enjoy it tonight. It's a little after 8. I'm on trail now, heading back towards the Jeep so I can get some water. The pack is super light this morning. Got to thinking I'm probably 7.5, 8 pounds lighter than I was coming in. Because you figure 3 liters of water at 2.2 pounds a piece, that right there is 6.6. And then the food I ate, yeah, definitely at least 7.5 pounds lighter. So I got a stick on me. So that's kind of interesting. Makes the pack very light and much more manageable today. Of course, once I get to the Jeep, we'll resupply, and I'll be back up a little bit. But I definitely won't be carrying that extra water. Then we'll probably do a liter. Maybe 1.5 liters at the most, and then I won't be carrying as much food as I carried in today, because everything I'll have for today to eat is basically dehydrated or noodles or something like that. So I won't have like the Spam blocks and the cheese and things like that. That'll make life a little bit easier as well. And the hike out going this direction that I came from is actually easier. It's more downhill than it is uphill, whereas it was a lot of uphill yesterday. I mean, yeah, it was only like a mile and a half, not that big a deal. Like I said, the main thing was the heat and the extra weight. Because generally on trail, if I can pass a water source before I get to site, I won't carry more than a liter and a half, depending on how hot it's going to be. And that's the only reason I'm even thinking about a liter and a half today. It's supposed to be really warm. It's a beautiful morning though. Spider webs all over the place already. All the ones I knocked down yesterday are back. But it is a beautiful morning. Definitely enjoying being back out here on trail bright and early in the morning, and just loving it. And it is really pretty. The sun is going to be bright and out today. Shouldn't be too many clouds, which will make it warmer, but make the woods prettier. So guys, got the resupply done. I had a gallon of water sitting on the Jeep. It's gone, and I'm only carrying a liter and a half. So I drank over 2 liters while I was sitting there. I had a little bite. I did eat a kind bar and a little bit of beef jerky, and also a Justin's almond butter, the maple flavor one. They're really good. Lots of protein. I was cramping kind of bad towards the end, but that was basically lack of fluids. I don't have that issue now. Like I said, I did have over 2 liters of something to drink, and I'm carrying a liter and a half with me right now, which should be more than enough because there will be some resupplies along the way. This is kind of neat. It's a little makeshift memorial for someone. And now we are on the Pink Trail. I decided to go ahead and do the little bit longer loop today. I was debating, I could have done a shorter one, but it is only like 10:30 roughly. Actually, it's not even quite 10:30, so I figured got all day, might as well make the best of it and just kind of hike the park a little bit. The hardest part of the hike's over, because the connector trail is much harder than anything that's in the park, except if you go down into the floodplain. There's a couple of steep inclines there. However, we can't even do that right now because of some flooding. They have that area shut off and you can't go down in there, so don't even have to worry about that today. But this is pretty much how the trail is going to look. I was even looking at All Trails and Gaia and the topo just to see if I remembered. There's not much elevation change, so it should be an enjoyable 6.5 miles over to Oak Ridge, and we'll set up camp and enjoy tonight. So guys, this is Sunfish Pond. It's what the Pink Trail is known for. You can actually fish here. It's catch and release only though. They do restock it and things like that, so it's kind of cool. Evidently you can actually ice skate and ice fish off here too, but It says at your own risk. So I don't know if I'd do it. Nice little area though. You come in, you can sit down and watch the people fish, have you a little picnic. No one's fishing right now. Wrong time of day, really. But it's kind of quiet. Seen a couple people actually out here day walking, you know, getting their exercise in. It is a very beautiful day. It's already very muggy though, very humid. Takes a toll on the lungs. But I'm enjoying it. Especially after I got some water in me. Getting rehydrated made a huge difference in the way I felt. I was really struggling there at the end. Like I said, I was cramping and kind of just like, ooh, I haven't done this for a while, so I guess maybe I'm out of shape. I'm much out of shape compared to what I was a couple of years ago, especially. But got that little bit of water, a little bit of calorie intake, and yes, I'm feeling okay now. There is a small perimeter trail that goes around the pond, allowing people to fish. Now we're back into the woods, out of the sun. If you notice, I did switch over to my buff. My hat was kind of keeping me hot. And I figured switching over to the buff with an open airway up there helps. Yeah, I'm staying a little bit cooler. I like a hat for fall and spring hiking, and probably definitely winter, but normally I hike in, you know, a beanie or something in the winter. But in the summer when it's hot, a full hat like that, I do get very hot with. So I have switched over to the beanie. And the reason I have it like this is just to keep the sweat out of my face. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't even have it on. But otherwise, I'd be sweating, it'd be running down into my eyes. That's never fun. Looks like we're going back out into a meadow. Go get bright and sunny again. May have to get my sunscreen out if I keep going out into the meadows like this. I don't remember too many of these on this section of trail. But here we are. Moving right along, guys. Making pretty good time. I mean, it's all flat. Hasn't really been hard at all. Like I said, the divider trail, and well, Trend Creek has some ups and downs, but Germantown is pretty much easy trail. I think that's why it's more popular, and definitely you see a lot more day hikers and trail runners and such over here because it is just a much easier trail. Let me know what you guys think about the new camera. I can't really tell a lot because, of course, you know, I've got two small screens, one on the front and one on the back. But the video looks pretty decent as far as I can tell. Hope you guys are enjoying. I know I am. Well, guys, this is the first blowdown that I've seen they haven't cleared off. That's kind of interesting. Nothing to get across, but that is the first I've actually seen. But the trail, I mean, it's wide open, easy. I forgot how easy the Germantown trail is. Because like I said, it's been almost 5 years since I've actually been through this section of trail. And it's really nice. I definitely like it. The Trend Creek Metro Park is a lot more difficult. It's more technical, so if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge, go down there. I mean, it's still not, you know, it's not like Shawnee or Spruce Knob or Red River Gorge or anything like that. But it is a little bit more technical. I mean, there's actually a stretch on the western side where literally you're climbing a dried out creek bed that I figure if it was the wet season, you know, and it had been raining a lot, actually would probably be flowing. But over here, generally easy walking, not too hard at all, making really good time, kind of moving through here. Got a division up here, red trail and pink. I think we're going to stay on the pink because I think my next intersection where I will break off will actually be, yeah, we're at 0.6 now. Yeah, we'll actually go, oh, this is orange, so thought it was red. So we are going this way, because yes, we are staying on the Orange Trail, heading towards the northern end of the park. We'll have a slight road walk, and then we'll start back south. So it's going to be really fun. I knocked that right there. That was 1.3 miles. I knocked that out in about 30 minutes. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, this would be normally flowing probably in the wet season, probably in the spring. Actually, in fact, up until probably 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks, we were constantly seeing rain here in Ohio. And it's actually dried out a little bit over the last couple of weeks. So I'm kind of fortunate. Otherwise, I'd probably have some wet feet today. But that would be fine. It's part of hiking. That's one reason I've got the Speed Goat. I believe I got the 5s right now. Looking to upgrade shortly. These have about seen their lifespan. They're starting to get some holes in the top, and the sole is starting to wear out. I believe I have, by my rough estimation, me and Jenny was talking about it the other night, because I was looking at them as I was getting ready for this trip, and I was like, yeah, there's kind of starting to develop some holes here and there, and stuff, and was talking to her about it. She's like, yeah, you have to get you a pair shortly. And we were kind of calculating it out a little bit, and I probably have over 300 miles on these shoes between trips and day hikes and such. So it's kind of interesting. They do recommend, like, especially if you're a thru hiker, switching your shoes out between 250 and 300 miles. Well, I'm at that mark. They're still real comfortable though. I mean, honestly, if I get a new pair, these will probably end up being kind of like a daily wear type idea until they finally give out. Alright guys, I found a bench, sitting down for about 15-20 minutes, going to take my lunch. Decided I didn't want to cook today, so I'm just going to do some beef jerky, some dried fruit, and I still got my baby bells. I'm going to finish those off. They're still good. Yeah, going to finish those up and then get back on trail. I'm actually almost to the walkway. Not bad, keeping a good pace. Did hit a couple of inclines out this way that kind of was a little bit of a breather there. Forgot about those, but for the most part, it's been a good trail. Good morning, guys. All right, got lunch done. Back on trail now. Took about 20 minutes. Ate most of the beef jerky I had left over. Ate all the baby bells. Like I said, I had a little bit of dried fruit. I ate about half of that. So I have a little bit at sight tonight. So pack is weighing pretty, about as low as it's going to get for the rest of the trip. I do have just under a liter of water, about 3/4 of a liter of water back there. But I did drink about a half a liter of electrolytes just to make sure that I don't face any dehydration issues or whatever, because it is very hot and muggy today. Check the weather. It's 86, real feels 92 right now. And it's just now about noon. It's like 11:45 roughly. Had an early lunch, but I saw that seat and I was like, I'm gonna take it. Enjoying a beautiful day, guys. Not many clouds in the sky. It clouds up occasionally, but it's just the white puffy clouds. Nothing to worry about. Not looking for any rain at all today. I was actually surprised. I heard a little bit of rain last night. It was either rain or something falling out of the tree, but it was pretty large, whatever it was. Maybe it was Bigfoot throwing stones. Oh no. You never know, man. But I'm definitely having a good day here. Been kind of watching my knee to make sure that I don't feel any twinges. I did feel a slight twinge on one of the last inclines we had, but it was a little bit steeper, and a rock slid under my foot. That happens. And I felt it kind of pull just a touch, but I think that would have done that anyway, even if I hadn't had the injury back in March. So I'm not really worried about it. It's not hurting now. If I do notice anything, like I said, I do have the small brace with me. Extra weight I wish I didn't have to carry, but better safe than sorry. But so far so good. Nothing's really hurting. Doing okay. I'm kind of surprised. I figured I'd have some repercussions from not being on trail for a year, but not too bad at all, really. And occasionally you do hit this mucky mess. Like I said, over the last couple of weeks or so, Ohio has dried out. Haven't seen as much rain. Of course, it being August, September, October, November even, we don't see as much rain as we do the rest of the year. So heading into the drier months, it's a blessing in one way. You don't have to worry about muddy trail, but then you have to worry about where can I find water when you're on trails that don't have water fountains like this one does. So it's give or take. So guys, we're at the northern end of the park now. We're getting ready to do this quick little road walk. Used to be a road walk. They may have actually, looks like they've actually cut it to where this actually just goes right beside the road. So you used to have to go out and walk the road, but instead now they've made a little path beside the road, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, there's even blazes up there on the road itself. I wonder if I should walk the road. Just go this way. That way I avoid the multitude of cars that's come through there. You know, they've got it over here, might as well. But if you notice, like I said, they do have markers actually beside the road up there. But I'd rather stay in the woods and not do a road walk, because, you know, that can be dangerous. You know, people don't always pay attention to people walking on the road. But we are on the northern side of the park now. So now we'll start heading back south towards the nature center and the Oak Ridge camp, which is really awesome. Once I get this done, I'll actually be about halfway over with the hike for today. So that's kind of cool. Bright and sunny. Nice green tunnel right down through here, guys. A little muddy, but it's okay. Don't mind a little mud, especially when it's basically dry. This is the only substantial water crossing I've had so far. Not that I'm worried about it. Should be able to stone step across and not get wet. No problem. Well guys, we're almost to the nature center. This is what you're greeted with as you come to it, at least from this direction. When Alex and I did the loop, we went the opposite direction, mainly because it was supposed to be easier that direction. Unfortunately, I had to go this way because just the way the sites were planned out. You know, you do have little things like this. It's kind of neat. The creek's right down there. Site is literally less than a mile away now, which is nice. We're sitting at about 6 miles for the day, just under 6 miles right now. It's very hot, very humid. I've been talking about that all day. It's just getting worse as the day wears on. We are starting to see some clouds too. I don't know, it may blow up a little shower this evening. There's the nature center, guys. Awesome. Definitely looking forward to getting over here and using the restroom and filling up on water. Like I said, I'll probably take a little 15 over in here somewhere, and then we'll get ready to head to the site. So guys, just so you know, this is the Welcome Center Visitor Center. You do have men's and women's bathrooms and a couple of water fountains to fill up, you know, places to sit down. And I didn't realize it. It's air conditioned. Should have known. The only time I've ever been in here was in like middle of April, and it didn't really matter at that point in time. I did hang out in there for about 20 minutes, just enjoying the cool air. And I drank another liter of water. I might be a little dehydrated, even with all the water I have drank. That's how hot it is. You know, you gotta watch when you're on trail. Sometimes in the heat, you know, you have to, you know, kind of keep track of how much you're going to the bathroom. I'm not producing a lot right now, but I figure I'll be okay once I get to site. That's one reason I downed another liter while I was in there. My belly didn't like it. My stomach is actually a little like, ugh. Probably, but I did force it down. The water was kind of cool out of that water fountain too, so that kind of helped internally, but probably didn't help my stomach. But it's okay. I'm back on trail, less than a mile to site, I believe. Roughly, maybe a mile at the most. I'll let you know. Got my watch tracking and my phone as well. Figure the more I've got tracking, the more accurate I can get the mileage. But kind of high spirits now, ready to get over here. Probably sit down for a few minutes and then, well actually I'll probably just get sight set up because I just did sit down for a little bit. I actually sit down long enough that I cooled off. Did go to the wash basin, you know, the sink, and washed off a little bit. I washed my hands. Anytime you're on trail and you get a chance to wash your hands, that's just a bonus, man. Anybody who's actually done any amount of hiking, you know what I mean. If you can get on trail and you know you're hiking and you've been sweaty all day and everything, your hands are just feel nasty, then you're able to wash your hands. It improves the mood. It really does. But anyway, making my way now. Believe we're heading for the Yellow Trail, and our site will be on the eastern side of that. No, western side. So this is where we're at, and I believe we will be heading out that direction, and tomorrow we'll be going that way. I believe that's how I'm setting it up. So we're in the home stretch, guys. This little spur trail will lead out to those campsites that we're heading towards. The Oak Ridge campground, camp area, if you will. Definitely looking forward to getting over here and getting the pack off. I'm just trying to sit down and avoid some of this heat. It's gotten really hot over the last 2 hours. I was complaining about it before, but now it's even worse. Anyway, we're heading over here. We've got Site A. Last time I was in here, I stayed at Site B with Alex. I was looking at the pictures since the development over here, and Site A looked like it was more conducive for hammocks. So hopefully I made a good choice. I did check the website earlier today. All these sites are reserved for tonight, so there should be other people over here. But with this heat, you never know, they may not come in. Oh, and there's a little breeze, guys. I will take that all day long. Heading towards Oak Ridge Backpack campsite. The one over here is a front country campsite that you can reserve. I think it's $30 a night, and they actually provide a cord of wood for you as well for the night. And there's actually parking there. No water, but parking, and I think it's got a privy. But we're heading this direction. Well, we made it to site, guys. Let's take a look at it. Wow. This is a big site. I got plenty of options. I don't know if I want to go. I thought about these two trees here. It's what I actually saw online, but if you notice, it drops off right there. So I might be looking maybe over in here somewhere. Plenty of options for hammock. Oh man, you can get tons of tents in here. This is definitely a big site. I did not know it was this big. Now the crazy thing is, when me and Alex came in, all this right here was freshly planted, all these trees. You could see, because site B is right over there. You could actually see into each other's sites. Where they've put these new trees in, it gives you a level of privacy now. I don't know if anybody is up in here or not. I don't hear anybody, and of course I haven't seen anyone, so who knows. But I'm gonna drop back, get sites set up real quick before the heat really gets unbearable, because you know it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock. After about 3, it'll get really, really hot for a while, and then it'll cool off after about 7. Thank God I'm done hiking though. The heat was pushing it a little bit today, guys. Well guys, it's about 5:30. I've got everything set up. I've actually had it set up for a little while, if you can tell though. Normally don't hike in this type of temperature. I've done it a couple of times. I don't like doing it. It wasn't supposed to get that hot today. A couple of days ago when I checked the weather, I mean, they were talking heat indexes like low 90s, which I can handle. You start getting over 100, especially with the humidity and such, yeah, you run the risk of dehydration. But I'm in here. Like I said, I did sit down probably for the last couple of hours, not really doing anything, just trying to cool off. I think it helped that I did stop at the nature center and hit that air conditioning up. That was nice, but I mean, even then, it's just really, really muggy and hot, and it's just not, the heat's not going away. There was a little bit of a breeze for about an hour earlier. That helped, but that breeze has kind of died off. I think I did a little over 7 miles today, but in the heat, it feels like I did 15. I think some people have come into their sites over there. I kind of keep hearing some talking. So, like, site B is right over there, and site C is actually out this direction. I think I actually heard a canister stove light up out that way. So, might actually have some neighbors tonight. I don't know. There's a lot of noise because there's a road right out here too, and I'm hearing a lot of traffic, and there's a farm right here, a whole bunch of stuff. But, yeah, just going to try to enjoy the evening. Well guys, it's about 7:30. Got everything done. I've already ate dinner, got my food bag up, got everything squared away, packed away. Literally, I've got my chair, my phone, my headset, and that's all that's left out. Oh, and my first aid kit that has my toothbrush and toothpaste and things like that in it. Got at least an hour and a half before it even really gets dark, so kind of cool. Not much going on now, just kind of relaxing. The heat is starting to dissipate, so I'm feeling a little bit better. Plus, I took my shirt off about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, just before I finished up everything, and then of course while I was eating dinner. It's too hot. And since I do have a little bit of privacy up in here, I was like, all right, we'll do that. So overlook me not having my shirt on. Some people will get offended, but it is what it is. When you're in 100-degree weather, sometimes you gotta find a way to get cool. I'm having fun. Especially now that the heat's kind of died off. I was really, I can't say I was dehydrated. There's a thing with your body when you're doing a lot of exercise and you're in the heat like that. It goes into conservation mode, and basically it retains your water. And I think that's what was going on with me, because since I've been here and I've cooled off a few hours after I was here, I was able to produce. And now I'm feeling a little bit better. I feel, I'm definitely rehydrated. And I still have almost a liter and a half of water that I got at the nature center. So I should be good through the night and have plenty to get started tomorrow. Well guys, the day has finally come to an end. It's about 8:35. Sun will be down in less than 10 minutes. I'll probably climb in the hammock very shortly thereafter. I'm pretty beat from the heat. It did take its toll on me. The sun is pretty much gone. It's down over these hills now. So yeah, ready to kind of call it a day and just kind of lay down. Tomorrow will be another hike out and a drive home, end of another trip. But right now, going to enjoy the night in the hammock. There was a slight breeze that came through. I'm hoping that comes back, because it'll make sleeping tonight much, much better. If you've liked the video and the series of videos that I've done here at Germantown, make sure you give a like to this video. It helps spread it across YouTube's algorithm. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I do have more trips coming up, hopefully, and hopefully it won't be as long till the next trip. I definitely don't intend it to be. Like I said, this last year has been kind of crazy, guys. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, make sure you hit up the comment section down below. We'll get back to you as soon as we can. Until tomorrow, guys, I'll see you on the trail then. Always remember to live your grand adventure to the fullest. Take care.